ever heard about Idea Inbox? It's an amazing concept, and if you are entrepreneurial, if you're an entrepreneur, then I'm almost certain that you probably have a shit ton of new ideas, new businesses, new markets, new products, new services, new industries, something new that you can capture probably on a daily or at least a weekly basis. I know I'm like that. And the funny thing is that those ideas usually don't come to us when we are sitting in the office or in the home office. Usually it's when we are out and about, when we are having fun, when we are having beers with friends, or when we're walking our dogs, or when we are, out in the nature or something like that, where we usually don't have a piece of paper and pen to write things down. Thankfully, nowadays, we have our mobile phones, we have our Apple Watches and stuff that we can use for that. That's what I use most of the time. Thankfully, it has voice recorder. I hate writing things down, especially on the small keyboard on the phone. And so the easiest thing, open voice recorder, just make a quick recording, capture the idea, and move on with my life. So that's the first real thing that you have to make a habit, is to capture ideas as they happen. Because if you don't capture them, well, one thing is that then you constantly think about it because you're afraid that you will forget about it, or you forget about it and it's gone. And we lose a whole lot of ideas by not capturing them down. So the first step of this Idea Inbox framework is to get into a habit of capturing ideas as they happen. What helped me to develop this habit? My trusty reminders. I had reminders throughout the day, a few times throughout the day, just capture ideas. And as that reminded me day after day after day, a few times during the day, I became more mindful. And now when I'm scrolling something, reading something, watching, talking with a client, out and about with friends or family, and whenever I have an idea, I always have a system in place that I can capture it quickly. If I'm talking to somebody on a Zoom call, because very often I get ideas by talking to fellow entrepreneurs, I always have pen, paper next to my laptop. When I'm on the call, I can just quickly jot it down. When I'm out and about, I can always make a voice note for myself. And that's how we capture them. Usually, those ideas, I would say probably 99% at least of those ideas is not something that you have to act upon today or it will be too late. Most often, those ideas can be dealt with in a few days. So normally, over the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, I will sit down and I will go either through my notes or I will go into my voice messages on the laptop and listen to them, filter through it, and see which ideas I still like. Because, sometimes you get an idea, you have an inspiration in the moment, and in that moment, it feels like the best thing ever. But then after a few days, you're like, really? Is it really such a good idea? I don't think so. I don't want to do this. And it's perfectly fine to delete some of the stuff. And then you end up with a few different things. And I have a template, a business development template that I don't use that template anymore, but in the beginning, I had a set questions just to structure in a structured way to do some initial business development, just a quick 15 to 30 minute thinking, researching a little bit, just to have that initial idea of what resources I have to invest into this, time, money, other people, and what are the potential gains, and how long do I honestly think it will take me to reach some sort of profitability. And that quick business development was enough for me to make a decision at the end whether I don't want to pursue that idea because I just see that it's too much and I'm not interested to invest so much of myself or the money or whatever in it, or it's a good idea but not the right time, so I put it on a someday list, or it might be good idea, doable, seems like a reasonable investment of time and all the other resources, and I say, okay, fuck it, let's do it. And then I sit down, I make a plan, I follow the product market fit, I follow the business development steps. And if you want that template, just let me know, reach out to me on LinkedIn and I will gladly send the PDF to you. It's a very simple template. You don't have to give me anything for it. I'm not going to spam you or anything like that. Just send me a message and I will send you the PDF and you can use it any way you like. You can then model it towards what your needs are. But it's just a nice way to go from top to bottom. That top to bottom thinking, like what's the big idea, what's my purpose behind it, and then as we do the steps, what resources, who would be the ideal market, ideal client avatar, what would roughly the client journey look like, what marketing efforts need to be put in place, and then really like what's the 1 year goal, what are some quarterly milestones, what would be the actions in the first quarter, in the first month, in the first week, just so that I have clarity on what needs to happen on a weekly and daily basis. Because if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a smart goal developed plan, well, it's very likely that you might not achieve what you want to achieve. So it's good to then structure it properly, make a solid plan, be clear, so that each and every day you or somebody on your team, that they know what they need to do, what needs to happen, so that you are getting one step closer to that ultimate goal for whichever reason you are building that thing or expanding your current business or expanding into new market and so on. So yeah, that's a whole process, but it all starts with capturing ideas and then having a really good habit to be mindful to catch those ideas as they come along. And I mean, you can use this idea inbox not just for business development, you can use it for content creation. You're on YouTube, you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram, you come across something, just have a system, whatever your system is, save it, share it to your notes app, like whatever it is, but capture it so that you can come back to that thing in the next couple of days and then find some space in your calendar to really go through those things and then do something with it, and then start creating content. So this idea inbox can be used for anything where we can capture ideas, store them, and then deal with them at a later time when it's appropriate. So how long? Not too long. But that's really it. It's a very simple thing, but it can add so much to your entrepreneurial journey, because like I said, most of the best ideas happen when we are not thinking about the business, when we are not sitting down and, now I need to think of something. Best ideas happen when we're out and about having fun, and if we don't capture them, sometimes we might forget about them. Or we burden ourselves, and then we are not enjoying the moment, whatever we are doing at that moment, because we are like, oh, you know, I need to remember, I must not forget about this. So just an easy system, capture it, and then deal with it later, and then just have like a simple framework of certain things. And I love more the top to bottom approach than bottom up. So start with the why, start with the vision and the purpose, and then work your way down all the way to some tangible action steps that need to happen on a daily and weekly basis, so that you have an actual clarity on what resources you need, money-wise, human resources-wise, your time-wise, your energy-wise, and so on. And that's it. Simple idea, very powerful. Be my guest, try it out. If you do, let me know how it goes. If you have any follow-up questions, ask. If you want that template, send me a message on LinkedIn, and I'll send it to you. Comment, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.